Alrighty, today is D-Day. We are about ready to head out and pick up this beast of a fish. Here is our 300-gallon tub. I do have these clear lids from the greenhouse panels that Joe dropped off to us. We're using those as lids. I've got clamps to clamp them down. I've got my big massive net, and then I've also got a koi sock net and a 75-foot hose and a pump to pump this tub full of water. So it's not to bore you guys with the silly introductions. You guys know who we are, but we are on our way to Kirtland, Ohio to pick up this beast. I did have a few helpers that were going to come along today, but they all bailed on me. So you know what? We are doing this trip solo. We're going to make this happen. As you know, once I give someone my word that I'm going to be there, you know I like to stick to it. And now we are going to be heading there. It's going to take me about an hour to get there, so I will see you guys at our destination. Alrighty, so we have just arrived. Now let's go check out and see what we have in store for today. Very excited, guys. Alright, so in this tank is the beast that we're picking up today. I know you guys are dying to see, but here we go. It is a 2-foot Goliath African tigerfish. He is in a 12 by 8 by 3 tank that he custom made. So we are going to have some fun trying to get him out of here. Hopefully we can do this in a educated manner so he doesn't bash himself, he doesn't run into the side walls, knock himself out. So we're gonna try our best here. And like I said, we got that 300-gallon tub in the back of the car. Should be plenty enough to transport him. He is actually smaller than my previous one that we had, and we moved him effortlessly. So I think we're gonna do just fine if we can get him out of this tank without being messed up. He is definitely a beast. He looks in perfect health. So very, very happy with this guy. Alright, so this tub is starting to fill up. It's going to take just a little bit of time. So I'm going to give you guys a look at some of the other fish that he has here. So you guys can see there's just a majority of rays here. He's got all different kinds. He's even got a black arrow up there. I'll show you guys in a minute. Now look at this thing. This is pretty nifty here. He's got a plastic bottom on the tub, and he's got netting on the side so you can float this on the top of your tank. You can actually separate your stingrays from the rest of the crew to where if they have pups in here, you can have an easier time catching them out. Nobody's biting on the pregnant female, so less chances of her aborting, but very neat idea. Alright, the tub is full. We are getting ready to catch this beast. Like I said, my volunteer did not show up to come on the trip with me, so I do not have a cameraman, so you guys are not going to be able to watch us struggle getting this fish out of this tank. But I will definitely show them once we get them into the tub and back to the rescue. Alrighty, we got a little crafty with a little clamp we had here, so we made a little makeshift tripod so you guys can see us catching this fish out now. Alright, come here, bud. I promise this was last time you have to move. Right side. Go over here. I'll go over here. I think we'll end up on that side. Got him! All right, he is in his tub. I'm gonna go ahead and get all 4 of these air stones on him so he has a bunch of air going home. And then we're gonna put these greenhouse lids on him. I'm gonna clamp it down so he cannot jump out of the tub, because these guys are crazy jumpers. They're super strong, and I don't want him flopping around in the back of this van while we're heading home. All right, we are loaded up. We are heading back home. That was very exciting. Now we just got to do that one more time, getting him into the 4400. He is a tad too small to go into the 58,000 gallon pond yet. Our last one was a tad bigger, and I was thinking he was about the same size as him, but nonetheless, he'll be able to get to grow out some, and you guys will get to enjoy him front and center. So I will catch you guys back at the rescue. All right, tub is draining. He's been acclimating. Now we move him into the tank. All right, let's go. Yep, he's got to watch some teeth. Stop spazzing. Okay, let's go. Looks like a big giant minnow with teeth. All right, bud. You were in a 12-foot tank. Now you're in a 14-foot tank. Just please don't mess up my fish. Don't mess up my fish. That's all I ask. Look at him. Look at those teeth. If you guys haven't noticed, I like fish with teeth. So my 2 dream fish were the Goliath African tigerfish and the goonch. Got them both in the same week. Now this guy definitely has some growing to do. I'm gonna see what I can do about fattening him up, because mine was only 2 inches longer and he was probably about twice as tall, and he was starting to become a problem. I was worried about the fast moving silverfish in the tank, but he's a little bit smaller than I anticipated, so I don't think we'll have as big of a problem, but we're definitely going to watch him and see what comes of him. He's not used to being in a community this active, so it's going to take him a while to settle in, and we don't want to stress him out too much. He just went through a very stressful event with being caught twice, and now he's in a brand new tank with a bunch of fish that are bigger than him and faster. But look at that guy. Absolute beauty. All right, so he's been in here for a few hours. He is not really messing with nobody. He's actually, a few fish are coming up to him and checking him out. But like I said in our Facebook post, sitting in my chair, I got my drink. We just ordered some pizza. So I'm gonna sit out here and watch this guy all night. He is one of my favorites. Luke's setting up the other chair right there. You got to push this button right there.
This?
Push that button. Yep. There you go. Technology. It's so hard. But yes, this tank is awesome. We actually have spawning behavior from these Phoenix barbs. They're going back and forth. Look at them guys. It is crazy because that tigerfish looked huge. Now next to them Phoenix barbs, he's not so huge. He looks so tiny in here, and he was so massive in that other tank. Just goes to show how massive some of these fish are. He's about the same size as my Atlantic tarpon. But nonetheless, this was a great addition to the tank. I will give you guys yet another update tomorrow and check in to see how he is doing before we wrap up this video. All right, it is now the next day. I did, however, leave not the fish tank lights. I left the overhead lights on all night long. So they had a little bit of lighting in this tank so people weren't getting a little bit too nippy. I didn't want no one going up and picking on the tigerfish. So we left the lights on so everyone could get along, and came out this morning, and I see absolutely no problems. I see no new nicks on the Goliath tigerfish, and I also see no nips or anything on any of the other fish. He seems to be keeping to himself over here in this corner. He will swim around the tank, but I just wanted to give him a little bit of confidence in his new tank before I just feed him to the wolves, basically. Shut off the lights, because that's when your fish get really active. Everyone's coming out at night to, you know, feed and whatnot. So we wanted to just make sure and ensure his safety. But he is looking oh so great in this tank. Let's see if he'll come up to the front. Look at this guy. So you can see there he had a couple scales off the side of his body. That was most likely from when we were netting him out of the tank in the tub. That is to be expected. He has a few little rips in his fins. I don't know if that happened yesterday or if it was like that, because I kind of see growth on the split, so that might have been a previous injury with him. But nothing that won't heal up in a few weeks. And then he has this little tiny gash on his head, which already looks 10 times better than it did last night. So I am pretty much not worried about with this guy. Next step is getting him to eat. So you guys can tell, usually from a Goliath to a Vittatus, you can tell the difference a little bit in the shape of the head. The teeth definitely protrude a lot more, and definitely the tail structure. You've got that bright red splotch on the tail, and the tails are much larger with the Vittatus. They kind of come to a point, and they have that yellow on the tail instead of the red. So this is a true Goliath tigerfish. I'm excited to see how big we can get this monster, and then when he gets too big for this tank, he will be going out to the 58,000 gallon monster pond. Same thing with this Atlantic tarpon. When he gets too big, he will go out to the monster pond. So he will have some friends. Hopefully they can all play nicely with one another. So I know you guys are gonna be anxious to see more video footage on this guy right here. He is an awesome one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a fun one. We brought one of my dream fish to our display tanks at the Ohio Fish Rescue. I feel like a little kid on Christmas morning. Alright guys, I will catch you in the next video. As always, stay fishy, my friends.